Hail the chat. Welcome to another Wednesday show. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, everybody who's watching on Rumble, everybody watching on YouTube. Greatly appreciate you. Please hit that like button, share out the link. Greatly appreciate you. What's up, One Man Show? Hail to you. Hail the chat. What's going on, Keely Chow? How are you, brother? Always out there supporting everybody. Good to see you guys. With me today is the wonderful producer for this show and Rogue Entertainment, Tina Bojan. What's going on, Tina?
Haven't messed anything up yet so far in the stream, so I think that's good. Whole 45 seconds without doing anything wrong, so yay.
All right. I haven't managed to curse yet, so we're still monetized. I'm glad that's a thing. With us also is one half of the Ascended Art podcast, Slender Dad. What's going on, brother?
Hey! That's all I got.
All right. On fire, Slender. Thank you. All right. And with us is 14 Barber. What's going on, dude? Good to see you.
Yeah, how you going? Did you say we were in Rumble? Was in like Royal Rumble?
Not the Royal Rumble, but
Dude, I was getting so excited then, honestly.
I can get a couple chairs in here, get some ring rats. You know, I'm down.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm down. What's going on? So, yeah, I don't think I've ever streamed with you, 14. Can you tell everybody about your channel and what you do?
No, I don't think you have. Dude, years ago I used to do Mad Barber Entertainment with Mad and all that. Nowadays, because I'm actually a genuine barber. It's actually what I do. I cut hair for a living, so I very rarely do anything. But I love the 14. I like the unusual, you know, like aliens and ghosts and all that sort of stuff. So I cover.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very cool.
What do you think about the alien mummies in Mexico? What is that, real or fake?
So I'm what you call an open-minded skeptic. So I view everything open-mindedly, but give it a rough sense of probably not real. However, as soon as all the usual suspects started saying it wasn't real, and then there was, like today, there was a couple of newspaper articles because more universities have looked into it, and so actually there might be something to this. I'm probably more inclined to agree with it now that, like, as I said, all the usual suspects like NASA has said that it's not real. So it might be. Who knows?
I like your attitude. Yeah, when NASA says something's not legit, I'm thinking it might be legit.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Slender, do you care about alien mummies?
I don't believe in aliens, so.
You don't believe in aliens at all?
Wow, that's really naive.
What about illegal aliens? Do you believe in those?
Oh, I believe in those. I mean, but whether they come across the border or they come from outer space, they're still here illegally.
Yeah, right. Okay, so if a gray were to cross,
this, right? As far as the alien thing goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, we knew of like 800 something planets that could support life. And then we learned some shit, and it was like, oh, now it's down to 500. Then we learned some more shit, and we're like, now it's down to 70. And then we learned some more shit, and we're like, oh, there might be 2 or 3 out there. And I'm just like, maybe the 1 in a billion chance of Earth only happened once. I don't know. And even if it didn't happen only once, why are those fuckers flying around in UFOs and we can't even get out of our own atmosphere? Like, I feel like they'd probably be technologically kind of around the same place as we were.
Okay. Well,
sorry, I genuinely sneezed. Sorry about that. If anyone heard it.
Oh, that's okay. It's allowed.
Thank you so much for supporting Sporking News Podcast. Hail the Legion of Memers. Good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here, guys. If you would share out the link and tell everybody that we're here talking trash on politics and entertainments and aliens, we would greatly appreciate that. And if you have any links to outer space and we can get some grays or maybe some tall ones in here for Slender to help change his mind, then that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
Oh, don't forget the lizard people. There's also the lizard people.
Lizard people aren't aliens.
Yeah.
They are native to Earth.
There's two different things. There's a type of let's not go into this. This is not a good time.
All right.
Honestly, it's like 12:30 in the morning for me, so it will soon be bedtime, and all I'm going to think of is all, like, all the fun things.
See,
All
I have
right.
I have a secret hope, that that all of the, crash supposedly, foreign spaceships and whatever that all the wreckage that we've received are just like the teenagers of outer space, that there's a bunch of alien societies and they know, hey, leave,
Mhm.
kind of take the whole Star Trek thing, leave Earth alone, they're not ready for us yet. But then, like, every once in a while, some 15-year-old, hot shot from XYZ galaxy borrows mom or dad's spaceship and then kind of,
I'd be shit
you
hot
know,
if it was true, wouldn't it? That would actually genuine. Oh yeah. By the way, I swear a lot, so we're probably gonna get demonetized very quickly.
I've already ruined that for us. You're good.
That's right then. Hey, Soul Assassin, how's it going? By the way, I just noticed.
Hail to Soul Assassin. Lizard people ran the world till humans came and took it over. Oh, thank you, Soul.
No,
Appreciate that.
I thought it was lizard people ran the world until aliens came and had sex with apes and
Mhm.
made humans.
oh, is that the
You-
Anunnaki thing?
Yeah.
No, that's a whole
Yes.
different ball game because they're supposed to be giant humans. If you look at the tablets and all that stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
Nephilim.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Someone said
It's a fun
Nephilims.
thing.
Everybody take a drink for our old YouTube friend, Final Death Star. Thank you very much. What's up, Glizner, channel member? Thank you so much for being here. Said science can identify all the life forms on Earth. They shouldn't postulate about the universe. Hail to that, sir. What is it?
I like that. Postulate. That's a good like $11 word for the night for the evening. I'm impressed. My brain kind of went mush at about 2:00. So
Yeah, we don't really use words like that around here. We dumb it down for everybody, Glizner. But thank you, appreciate that. There's a few people right now on Google looking up what that word means, but we appreciate every single person in our audience. What's up, Kabuto? Good to see you. Let's go, brother. Hail to you. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Please hit the like button, share out the link for everybody out there watching on Rumble. Thank you for being a part of the show, and looking forward to having a good one today. Soul Assassin, bring FDS back. Absolutely. Final Death Star. He's out there in California, going up in the mountains, getting random shots of alien spacecraft all the damn time. He got a hot Asian wife and started building companies and left us. I don't get it. God, Final, come home, bro. Good to see you. Hail the fourth wave and the old fourth wave crew. So Tina, which article are we getting into first tonight?
well, let's see. It's kind of up to you. Do you want to go for something serious, like the poor guy who went after RF Kennedy Jr., or talk about the Buffyverse getting a restart?
How many Buffy fans on the panel?
I vote RFK because I find that more interesting than Buffy.
Yeah, I would never admit that I was a Buffy fan, even if I was. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Angel is
but
better.
I might be. But am I? I'm not sure.
Okay. Angel is better.
And let's take a look at poor RFK Jr. There was an armed man impersonating a U.S. Marshal that was arrested at one of his recent fundraising events.
Hang on. Sorry, is this fucking real? Is this for real?
Oh yeah, this is
Well,
totally
actually
100%
happened.
for real. This actually happened, and you'll find out why very soon. An armed man impersonating a U.S. Marshal was arrested at a Robert F. Kennedy Jr. campaign event on Friday, the candidate said. Kennedy said a man with 2 holstered weapons carrying a U.S. Marshal's badge and federal ID approached him at a Los Angeles campaign event on Friday. The man claimed to be part of Kennedy's security detail.
I think the mistake that he made was that he was using 2 holstered weapons. Like, no agent or officer is going to carry 2 holstered weapons.
Yep, exactly.
You might have one slung, you might have a rifle slung and then have a sidearm, but you're not going to be having 2 holstered weapons.
Nope, definitely not. Kennedy said his security identified the man and apprehended him until the LA police arrived. I'm very grateful that the alert and fast-acting protectors spotted and detained an armed man who attempted to approach me at my Hispanic Heritage speech at the Wilshire Ebro Theater in Los Angeles tonight, Kennedy posted on social media. I'm still entertaining the hope that President Biden will allow me Secret Service protection. So here we go, down here. Kennedy has long pushed for Secret Service protection, claiming that withholding the protection is proof that Biden is not properly entertaining his primary challenge. Because, and if you think about it, both his father and his uncle were killed.
Biden's primary challenge is dementia. I don't think that he even
primary
knows.
challenge is waking up in the morning.
Quite true. So I'm not going to mention the man's name because he doesn't need any more attention, but his bail is set at $35,000 according to LAPD jail records. The Biden administration.
That doesn't sound like a lot. I'm
no,
really sorry.
actually,
I'm quite interrupter,
you only have to
but
post
that doesn't sound like a lot,
so,
does it?
Nope, it is only $3,500, which, if he could get all of his guns and fake IDs, he probably has $3,500 lying around somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could pay for fake IDs and guns, you've got that money.
Yeah, exactly.
The Biden administration denied his Secret Service request in June, Kennedy claimed. The Secret Service is authorized to protect major presidential and vice presidential candidates within 120 days of a general presidential election, though usually only does so for determined quote-unquote major candidates. Do you think Biden
sent him the no letter, like with a picture of Dallas from '64?
Probably.
I'm just wondering.
Probably.
I could see if somebody working for him did that. I don't know if he's got the
the mental capacity to do that.
Exactly.
There's no way that he'd have done that. Yeah, you're right. Thinking about it, it's ice cream for a brain, isn't he? You lot are basically, you are all a joke. I'm so sad about this, but like, since I live in the international community, we look at America now. We used to look up to America. Now we're like, oh yeah, that they got that dude with the ice cream brain as a president now. It's really sad. I feel sad for you all. I mean that.
Here's the thing. We don't hold it against you. We all know.
Right.
And of course the article has to, pay its props to the Democratic Party, saying that it would be unusual for a candidate to get Secret Service protection this early in the primary. Somehow I think RF Kennedy Jr. gets an exception.
Yes.
Should do.
He is. And guess who we have here? Mr. Grant Gregory drops us a super chat just because Scott's not here.
Thank you, Mr. Grant.
How are you going?
Your priorities are straight, Mr. Grant Gregory. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, channel member.
Let's see. Glenzer says, man dressed as Pennywise. I'm a part of your security detail. Please. Yeah, especially if it was a balloon.
Balloon.
Pennywise and the Easter Bunny show up and just kind of escort Biden away, and we never see him again.
Yeah, they're in a hot tub somewhere, spending time. That's funny.
Oh, and we also wants to give props to Mr. Grant Gregory again for his 100,000 subscribers. So
yes, thank you very much, man, for being a leader in this community, hitting 100,000 subs. You put shame to us all, and I appreciate you. I'm not crying into my beer tonight. Thank you, sir.
Here is Vertical Horizons telling us to beware the special unit drag force.
Is that an alphabet community joke? I'm not sure.
I don't know, because wasn't there a show called Dragnet?
There was, but there were no drag queens in Dragnet.
Yeah, Dragnet was a different thing.
Oh.
It's like that was like an old 60s or 70s crime show, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It was a pretty good show. I used to watch Nick at Night when I was a kid.
I preferred Get Smart.
Get Smart
was a good one. Yeah, my favorite Nick at Night was Donna Reed.
Yeah, Mr. Ed and Green Acres. Those are my favorites.
Oh, yeah, those were good too. I forgot about those. Alrighty. Well, to finish up, poor Mr. R. F. Kennedy Jr., Homeland Security, in consultation with an advisory committee of the House and Senate leadership, determines which candidates are in that major category. Kennedy's long shot primary challenge to Biden has weakened in recent months, following a slight surge in interest this summer. Just 9% of Democrats say they will now vote for Kennedy, according to recent polling.
Oh my! The machine needs to start up their smear campaigns. What's going on? Media, what are you doing? Mainstream media. You know, your legacy moron candidate. What's that?
That ain't good. That just I don't know. Like what I'm saying is like the smear campaign side of it. They just ain't working. I mean, I've seen, and again, I'm from England, right? Now I've seen that dude everywhere. He's been on like our channels, he's been on like Fox and stuff like that. I watched him on podcasts, including a guy who's now just been depersoned over here. But ultimately, that guy's everywhere, and they're saying like 9%. I ain't buying that. Anyone that would be like a left-leaning voter, would they rather Biden than someone with that kind of pedigree?
It all depends on how. It really, honestly, I mean, being an American, it all depends on how they triangulate Trump in the whole situation, because that's the like whoever.
Well, I kind of get that, but if I just take that out of the equation, because I know there's a lot of people that are swing voters like me that just want a revolution, want to see what things happen just for the sake of it.
Dig it.
But if you kind of just take that out of the side, and you just pretend that you've got a dichotomy of left and right-leaning candidates, and just look at that and go, okay, so if you're a left-leaning voter, and go, I would rather someone that can't tie his own shoelaces and walks up to someone in a helicopter and says, "My butt's been wiped," than I would someone who can take on like Monsanto and win. Yeah, I ain't buying it.
I would say the only problem that this guy has is he sounds like he's had 4 tracheotomies and smoked 8 billion cigarettes. And I don't think he even smokes.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. It's a head injury that he had. It's really sad. I feel sorry for him. Sorry, I just made a downer on your really good joke as well.
Yeah, but the unfortunate part of it is, like, most Americans are very shallow voters. They hear that voice and they've already written the guy off. You know?
Yeah.
Good point.
He sounds weak.
Who was the one who cheered too aggressively during a rally and lost his bid for the presidency?
Oh God, was that Bush's brother? Who was that?
Jeb?
Wasn't Jeb? But,
yeah, it was Jeb.
It was Jeb. Okay.
Yeah. But then, let's be honest. He's also a bit of a tard himself. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why anyone would want to vote for him. I mean,
he was the smarter of the two brothers. He just he didn't have any charisma. Like George had at least some. George Jr.
Yeah, but not as much charisma as the guy that was running at the time, though, is it? Let's be honest.
No,
there's a lot of charisma, and he's coming for you. We got a lot of things going on here. So yeah, that's the guy that's probably going to be going on, I reckon.
Welcome, Howard, and welcome, Little Chad, and Howard Dean. That's who I was thinking of.
Howard Dean. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, welcome into the chat, Marby Dog and Zax.
What's going on, Zax?
You both. And
Zax
Bronos Godwisen.
Nice name. Dragnet was a radio show too when I was a communist for the FBI. Well, thank you, Kronos. We all are welcome here. We appreciate you. What's up? What's up, Glesner? He says everyone who voted for Fetterman thinks Biden is a spry intellectual. Jesus.
That's harsh but true.
Keely Chow says it would be great if there's a Democrat with Kennedy's liberalism and Carter's honesty running for president. Yeah, hail to that, brother. Yeah, I believe that's true. Very true, Keely. Thank you, sir. And Vertical Horizon.
You had one. You had one. Sorry,
wow.
That's how slow I am. You had one. You had Tulsi Gabbard the other year.
Oh my God. I forgot that name.
Didn't
Thank
she
you.
leave the Democrat Party though? She's an independent now.
Yeah,
I
she
believe
is.
that
Yeah,
is the case.
yeah.
which
But
means
then
that
you
she's
would do,
always
wouldn't
going to
you?
be. Well, I mean, that means she's always going to be pushed out. Like, don't be an independent. Tina and I were talking about this backstage. Don't be a third-party candidate, or don't be anything that resembles something outside of the traditional two parties, because that's the only time. Well, one of the only times. It depends if they're trying to hide a client list. That those two parties will unite to push something out. To push someone out. Because at the end of the day, it's all the same system. They're all corrupt, in my opinion. There's very,
Yeah.
very few politicians out there that actually care about their constituents. And whenever it comes to anything, that's one of the reasons that I think Trump was so vilified. Not just because he wasn't your traditional speaker, and as far as politics, but because he was from the outside. He was almost like a third party candidate. And the way that I will always say, the way that the world reacted, the way the Matrix glitched when that guy actually got in the White House was astounding. Like, if you can't tell that there is a definitely an effort by various groups internationally to make sure that there is a certain line of succession kept in place after the events of those years, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. You just keep watching CNN. Yeah.
Donald Trump was basically a successful version of Ross Perot.
Yes.
Agreed.
And Ross Perot would have done better if he hadn't dropped out and then come back in.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. I think that was actually the first election I voted in.
Was it?
Oh, Marby Dogs just put the best thing I've ever read today in there.
Yeah, I would like to make out with Biden before. Alrighty then. Wow.
We don't kink shame here, Marby. So thank you very much for being honest. We have communist FBI members and people who toss salads in this bitch. Thank you.
Oh.
We didn't have much of a choice there with Trump against Hillary. That was a bad call on their part, for sure.
Yeah. He said Hillary Walton. Real quick though, he said Hillary Walton. First off, I like toxic women, and when she was younger, yeah, I'd have hit it. All right, fine, you called it.
Well, how you doing? Release the McCracken. Let's see who else. I also missed this one too. After the stream tonight, do check out Zach's stream starting at, I want to say 9 Eastern, if I'm correct. Time. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I think it's a little later than that. I'm not sure. Zach's, have your shoulders tell us in the chat. The last time that I watched one of those shows, I was dying. If you guys have not checked out Zach's Live, which is his alternate channel, because Zach's got demonetized and they wouldn't remonetize him, but he's got a live channel. If you guys would please check that channel out, support him, subscribe, share out links to his channel. He's one of the best lunch tables we got in all of the YouTube sphere and all of our indie sphere. So love those guys and shout out to them. I was dead the last live stream they had. Very immature, middle school humor, and I'm all about it. Thank you, Zach's. Thank you, and your shoulders.
Blinzer, no, Biden does not wipe. He has people for that.
Does he have the motor skills to complete that task, Slender?
Dude, he doesn't have the memory to know that he just took a shit and needs to. Somebody has to hold him down because he's already going for the ice cream before he's even done taking a poop.
Oh. Imagine if you got it mixed up. Oh.
Brightest Day, congratulations. Brightest Day audiobooks. Did you hit 1,000 yet, bro? He's on his way to get monetized, man. Congratulations to you, dude. You're going to hit it, and man, keep going further. That's one of the best people in this community. Hail Brightest Day. Good to see you, Zach.
Yeah, Darkest Night is a really good guy. I do like him.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the corrections. I should have known that it was 9 Central because it's 9 o'clock by me, which is Central. So yeah, anytime I try to convert to Eastern, I always mess it up, even though it's just add 1. But after
back in the day on TV, they would tell you both. They'd be like 8, 7 Central, 9, 8 Central. What happened to that? I miss it.
I don't know.
Everything went to cable.
Well, the ones that really, really drive me crazy are states like Arizona, where they're like, nah, we're just not going to change. So like sometimes they're an hour behind me, sometimes they're 2 hours behind me.
I mean, that is Arizona. One thing I will say Arizona has right. We don't need daylight savings time anymore. We really don't.
Agreed.
They're thoroughly defiant.
Oh no, I think that's a brilliant idea. I think it's a brilliant idea because all it ever does is make me tired for an entire year. Nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It makes me really happy on that day when we're falling back because it's like, oh, I got an extra hour of sleep. But it really hurts that day that we spring forward because I never remember until I wake up in the morning and I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah, yeah, same. It's awful. And then I'm like that for the rest of the year until it turns back into winter time. Sucked, or GMT as it is over here.
Yep.
Good old Greenwich Mean Time.
Do you think this is going to become a trend and people are going to start impersonating service members or, protection for?
I mean, it's highly illegal, so probably not.
God, I hope not.
Who cares about the law? Depending on what state you're in, you can get away with anything.
No.
You can do that in California.
It doesn't have
and just be
anything
like,
to do with what state you're in, Walton. It has everything to do with what political affiliation you hold.
True, sir. Yes, true, sir. Well, I'm sorry. And who's the popular one in that political affiliation? Let's break this down even further, because if you are, if you're not sanctioned, if you're not in the line of succession that the top 1%, once put in there, you're not going to make it. It's all about money. It's all about power. It's not about votes, and it's not about politics. I just don't believe in the voting system anymore. I don't believe in the democratic system. I think it's all bullshit. After the last election, I just don't believe in it at all. At all.
I don't think it's in the last election.
I'm hoping the last election was a fluke. I'm hoping that there are people involved in this system that will put the screws to everyone involved so that, because I know there was no evidence. It was the most secure election. I watched vans pulling up to places that were closed at 3 a.m. and rolling in there with boxes. I watched them in Georgia say that they had a water main leak and shut down the voting. Turned out they had a toilet that was leaky in one of the bathrooms. But then they all came back at 3 a.m. and pulled a whole bunch of freaking Pelican cases out from under a covered table and went back toward the voting machines. And none of this ever even got investigated. It's not that it was debunked. It was that they never even investigated it.
Well, that didn't happen. Yeah, that didn't happen. That didn't happen, Slender. We didn't shut down the voting offices and kick out all of the official counters.
We didn't put tag board in Michigan. It was either Michigan or Wisconsin. We didn't put tag board up on the freaking windows so that the poll watchers were unable to see what we were doing in there.
You sound like someone that would
been going on for decades and decades and decades. In all honesty, it has, but just nobody's noticed it until you lot never noticed it until 2019, 2020, something like that. We've seen this over here for years.
Thank Donald Trump for he got a lot of people more interested in politics.
I mean, we got a guy called Nigel Farage, right? And he basically helped us get out of the European Union.
Dude, I love Nigel Farage. He was cool as shit.
Right, okay. Well, if you rewind history a little bit, he ran as for an MP for UKIP. And there was rumours that basically loads of ballots were just picked up and dumped in the water. Whether that's true or not, I really don't know. But the reality is, if your face doesn't fit, and just like Stephen's saying, if your face don't fit, you're not getting in. Left wing, right wing, same bird. You ain't getting in. That's all there is to it.
You guys sound like people who would peacefully protest and then be called insurrectionists. I don't like this panel.
Who, me?
No, I'm just saying, it's pretty base up here, pretty observant with this panel tonight. And I hope that doesn't trigger anybody in the audience.
Oh, it might do, but then to be fair, it won't be a problem because when I go, so I'm gonna have to go to bed in a minute or two, right? I won't watch past when I'm not here because if I'm not in it, I won't watch it. So I won't know if anyone's offended. So it'd be quite cool. I'll be quite happy with that.
Just know that you have offended someone already, sir. All right, and that offense has triggered someone's fifis. So you can go to bed happy. You completed your mission.
Oh, so good. So good. What a good day.
What's up, Chris?
It's been a good day.
Chris Fisk, hail the artist of Infantile Chronicles. Guys, please support your independent creators out there. Infantile Chronicles is one of the best up-and-coming comic books, independent comic books, please check out his Twitter, check out his campaigns, share them out. I'm a proud owner of the first comic that this man put out, and I'm very excited to see what he has in store for us in the future. And he says apparently we also unregister voters that voted in the wrong candidate too. Oh yeah, yeah, and don't forget all the dead people that are voting. There's a lot of very necro voters that have become an energized base for certain parties and elections. So
we invented that
a lot of those
in Chicago. So we invented the whole dead people vote in Chicago thing, you know, thanks to the former home of the mafia. But yes, Carrie Lake did actually win an important court battle in her attempt to get that election nullified.
Sorry,
but,
Tina, did you just say Ricky Lake?
No, say Carrie Lake.
Oh.
But did you just have a vision of like really fat lesbian fingers? Is that what happened, 14? Okay.
I mean, it's possible I could have said Ricky Lake, but I meant Carrie Lake.
I hope it's both.
We all have our fetishes, like Zach's. Soul Assassin says, when has the Europeans offended Americans? I'd be offended if he didn't. Well, thank you, Soul. Keeping it base.
Exactly.
I'm not European. They ain't having that. I'm not European.
Oh yeah? I didn't know there was
out for a reason.
Yeah, they're not part of the European Union. They Brexited.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And even after they Brexited, the government was like, "Hey, maybe you guys don't want to Brexit," and they were like, "No, we want to Brexit." And then the government was like, "Okay, well, we're gonna let you think about it for a while before we Brexit." They're like, "Can we fucking
3 years.
Brexit already?"
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years, and then on the 4th year, they were like, "We'll give it to you now." So, all right, good, yeah, thanks. We've been waiting forever.
Just gotta vote on it one more time.
And
no,
that's an
even
example.
worse. They just went, "Here you go. We're going to half do it." It's like, what? What do you mean half do it? Just wanted to. Oh, fuck it. Well, you've taken so long. We're just going to leave it then. And now we're what 3 years on from that, and they're like, "Should we undo it?" No, not at all. Oh, we're just going to undo it. No. So yeah, we've got hell to pay in this country coming up, and that means, well, it's pathetic. You know, no one's going to throw anything in the water, but they'll just be like, "Oh, this is an absolute disgrace, and I hate it." So I might have to move somewhere like Mexico.
Oh yeah, because you're going to have a great time there, sir. Good luck. Good luck with that. And you know, that's a case. Brexit's a case of a population just standing their ground and actually winning a fight against a system that wants what they want, but the people's not going to allow it. So we do still have the ability to defy our corporate and political masters and actually get things that we want done. It's just a matter of unifying people, which is why we get all the political and social divisions that are broadcast, created over mainstream medias, you know, constantly. Because if we all stood together and realized we were all just people, we all just stood together, no matter where you're from, or how you vote, or what political or social sphere you're in, we all stood together and realized our commonalities. We'd understand that we basically all want the same things. Leave me the fuck alone so I can live my life.
You're dreaming.
I am dreaming. Well, I'm a liberal, so.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Most of the people in this country who call themselves liberals, they don't want to just live their own fucking life. They want to control my fucking life. I don't know
those
what
are progressives.
Satisfaction they get out of that, but that's what they do.
Those are progressives. I don't know those guys. They're on the other end.
Themselves liberals, but
yeah, well, they're not.
You're right.
See, liberal over there means something completely different to over here, right? I believe that it's libertarian is what you would call what we call liberalism
we
over
have
here.
Libertarian, and you guys, I've taken to referring to you as classical liberals because there's it's the OG liberals, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll go with that. But even then, those sort of people over here want to tell you what to do too. It is really bad. Everywhere's got bad. Let's just all move to Mexico. We'll take over Mexico. It'll be grand, right? We're going to find the new aliens. We're going to find loads of UFOs. Like youngsters have been crashing, and it's warm. You know, what more do we want? It's going to be fun. Let's just do that.
Tina's trying to say that to aliens, this is like the abandoned apartment complex that kids go and party at. Like that's what we are on Earth.
Yeah, there you go.
I
We've
mean,
fallen
the
far
aliens
enough.
are definitely teenagers. Like, when was the last time you got into your vehicle to go somewhere and you ran out of gas before you got home? Because
You're right.
God, never.
I've almost never done that since like maybe high school, but my son did it just a couple of months ago. He was like, I'm going to DC to do this thing. And I was like, do you got enough gas? He's like, I mean, my tank's a little low, but I'll probably make it. Then 3.5 hours later, Mom, Dad, I ran out of gas. Could you guys like Venmo me some money or something?
Wow.
So like they just stopped by the Terran system to get some H3, you know, because they ran out of fuel, and then they leave. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Probably.
Would you read that for me, Tina?
Sure. Chris says to us, when Louis C.K. advocated for Americans to suffer to ease the rest of the world's suffering, I wanted to liberally do something to him that involved a wood chipper.
Dude, the EU has been doing that since its inception. The whole point is, all these other countries are going to help each other out. And what does it do? It fucks over everybody and props up one group. Like, from its inception, the EU has just been Germany's next step in trying to take over Europe. That's all it is.
Not Germany's.
Oh, who?
No. So if you go back to its origin, it's always been about Belgium. And like, there's a picture that's floated around. Yeah, because it's a made-up country. As much as I like its lemons, it's a made-up country. Us, Germany, and France, we had a war at some point in the past, and went, should we just make a country up and then stick some of our people there and just leave it? And we all agreed that was universally a good idea. Centuries down the line, well, not even centuries, about a century down the line, suddenly it's running this super state, and no one can see, but I was using little bunny air quotes because it's not a super state. It's crap, and it is falling apart. It's not like Australia. Australia isn't real, so that's fine. Wait, what?
No, we are in agreement. Australia isn't real.
Good.
Mr. Grant Gregory, I don't know where he's coming to us from, but it ain't Australia.
India. He usually comes from India. I know that.
Oh, he's probably one of them New Zealanders.
Oh, that is such a slur. That's really harsh.
You know what the great thing about being in the Navy for 14 years was? I know how to piss everybody off.
Oh man.
See, when you were mentioning made-up countries, I thought that was most of Eastern Europe. Didn't we just take one huge continent and went, okay, you can have this little dot and you can have that little dot, but we can give you big long names.
I see what you mean. No, I mean in the literal. We literally just drew up, like basically like King of England, some dude from Prussia, most likely. And at the time, probably a king of France just went, let's just draw this, that'll do. And they just I think it's like an experiment. I think it was an experiment. So like basically everyone can just sit and watch and go like, yeah, we really don't like each other because we're all stuck together. We don't like each other. And like the Belgians hate each other and then they hate everybody around them. So yeah, I guess it was like a horrible little experiment, but
exactly.
What was the point originally?
Kind of like what we did in World War I to the Middle East.
Yes, you lot, not us. Obviously, not us at all.
No, that wasn't. Yeah, that was us. It was definitely us.
We did it all on our own this time.
Yeah. No, it's quite crazy, but Slender Dad. I mean, the this is real as aliens. That's funny. The EU has been nothing but trouble since it first appeared back in. Well, when was it? 64 it first appeared, and then it became the EU in the 90s, but like the EEC before that.
Well, and
it was
from
a bad
everything
idea.
I've observed, it's like in order to make it fair, you restrict everybody else so that they're brought down to the level of the lowest common denominator. And it's like, if that's every policy you guys put out, you're going to make all of Europe suck.
Yeah. Well, I remember watching the European Parliament have like a debate. Basically, it's 10 seconds. No one's read anything. Their lobbyists have told them whether they should vote for it or not, and they all have little clickers, like weather girls have or whatever, and that's it. It's like, oh, so that's how democracy works, is it? Cool.
Yeah, wasn't that
I want out.
something Sargon and Dankula were talking about? Like they were there touring the whole place, and like nobody actually reads the policies. They just have someone tell them, you do want to vote for this one or you don't want to vote for that.
No, that's it. That is 100% right. That's 100% right. Even I watched it.
Like this is your job.
Myself.
This is what you were put in office to do, and you can't even read the fucking policies you're voting on.
No.
Well, I think is it Pelosi's daughter or the other one, the other older one, who's now got power of attorney, is basically just telling mom, vote yes, vote no.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Probably.
That's how a lot of these things work, I reckon. I wouldn't be surprised if we moan about this, because it's sort of like unelected nonsense. But I reckon in our own MPs, our own whatever, congressmen and women, most likely the same thing's going on. It's like, here's a massive slab of things to read through. Oh, I don't want to read that. Well, if you just vote for it, you'll get a bit of money. Oh, do that then. That sounds easy.
The scarier thing is, if that's not the case, then what's happening is all the, 18 and 20-year-old interns that we're sending to DC are the ones that are actually reading and writing these bills.
No, that's exactly what's happening. That is like when I was not even 30 yet. My cousin, who me and him did not get along, but we grew up next to each other, so we were like brothers. We got in a lot of fights, but like I joined the military and became very conservative. He went to college and became very, very progressive. And do you know what he did after he got out of college? He went to Washington, D.C. and wrote environmental policy.
Wow.
Like in his mid to late 20s, that's what he was doing.
And with all that life experience of just college.
They know better than you. The young ones, okay? Wisdom, age doesn't
Somebody
mean anything.
said they're smart, so they're smart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a vilification of any generation older than you. And again, I think that's a part of the point, because young people are easily impressionable. And you don't have a lot of life experience or understanding of the world, then you can be indoctrinated into any philosophy that the system needs you to be. And so the next step was, as we've seen over the last 10 years, is to vilify the older generations who have been through, had different life experience and understand the ways of the world better. So we need to make sure that they're all bigots and racists and awful people, because they never did anything to progress us to the point where we're at. But please come to our liberal college and be indoctrinated in how to shape the world in the view that the elite 1% wants you to. That's where we're at.
Accurate, unfortunately. What a world. Hey, and on that really bright and cheerful note, I'm off to bed. But thanks for I can't even think what the word is. Thanks for humoring me for a while.
Hey man, it was really nice to meet you, and it was a lot of fun talking to you. We should
man.
Oh hell yeah. I'll be back at some point, most likely. Hopefully when the big man's back and not throat problemed.
If you want Scott back, just start talking about unions. All right, tell him you don't like them. And
no, we're not talking about
grievances.
Unions anymore. We're done with unions.
Really? Okay, I'm going to remember that, because I used one once, and I have a really fun story on that. If you can guess how well it went, I said once. So,
all righty then.
We all know about unions, but Scott may be of a different opinion.
14th, tell everybody where they can find you and what your channel's about.
YouTube, X. I like X. That's my favorite. Just stuff, to be honest with you. Occasionally I'll talk about cryptocurrencies. Occasionally I'll talk about what I mentioned earlier, the 4T and the unusual and all that. If you don't know where to find me, don't worry. Because you'll find it eventually. That's how it works. Honest.
That is incredible advertising, sir. Thank you. I'm going to take notes. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
I'm
Dude, not only is
amazing.
that's reverse psychology, and it's making. He's basically like, I don't want you to watch my shit unless you're gonna put the work into find it. So now you feel like, in order for me to be worthy, I have to go find this fucking channel.
It works. Trust me.
I'm looking for it in another tab right now.
Oh, good. That's fantastic. Right. Well, have a nice evening. Is it evening or
You too.
afternoon?
Great night.
I don't know.
It's officially evening pretty much everywhere in the U.S. right now. So you have a good night, and we will see you again. I hope very soon.
Absolutely. Take care. Cheerios.
Sherry.
Alrighty. Well, what do
That
you
is a
want to
very-
chat about?
I don't know if that's the first time I ever said cheery, and that was only because he said it, and I like totally feel like a follower now. Like I've never. That's the very first time I've ever said that. Like, what is wrong with me?
Cheerio, Ghana.
Right? Like, all of a sudden, I feel like British. So thank you, appreciate. Thank you guys Thank you, everybody in the chat, everyone who's watching on YouTube, Rumble. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing. Have great shows on this channel all week long. And greatly appreciate you in the chat. Thank you for all your super chats, channel members. Hail to you. Appreciate you. And Tina, why don't you tell them a little bit about what you guys are doing on Monday here?
Oh gosh, on Mondays we are doing a Spork of Ice and Fire, formerly known as A Stream by the Crossroads. So we chat about anything related to the Song of Ice and Fire books, including the prequel Fire and Blood, and we have also gone over the episodes from the first season of House of the Dragon. So what we are currently doing now that we've started back up again is talk a little bit about what will and might not be in season 2 of House of the Dragon. And most recently, we have been playing with this really great interactive map of the A Song of Ice and Fire world. And it lets us map out where all the characters are at any one point within the books. And
wow.
and the best part is we get to see where everybody is at the end of the last book, and as the Winds of Winter should kick off from. So we've all learned that it's pretty sad. We got characters all over the place, and we have no idea how Martin is going to get them all back together for, one big powwow by the end of the next 2 books.
Is Scott still holding out hope that George R.R. Martin is going to finish this series?
I think that folks like Jane and Gary have influenced him a bit, so he believes that we will get Winds of Winter, whether or not that comes, in the next year or 2 or posthumously. I don't know, but I think that he's got a good portion of the last 2 books written, and that he's either
Dude, he may have outlines and notes, but I don't think he's writing them right now.
Really? See, I'm thinking he wrote maybe like a book and a half's worth, and then maybe he's got the connective pieces. He's like, oh crap, Dany's over here in the Dothraki Sea, and we told her in one of her prophecies that she needs to go west. She needs to go east. Well, crap. How far east do we have to send her? Or is she going to go east around the world so that we find out what's west of Westeros?
What's going to happen is George R.R. Martin, I mean, he got rich. He got real rich. He had that huge explosion of success thanks to the HBO series. And I mean, he's got so much money now that he's all about the hookers and blow. And he's just going to party it up until he dies. Then, once the people who are awarded his estate finally have his estate, they will start putting shit out so that they can make money too.
I agree with that. Either that or sell it to Disney to be destroyed.
Disney, maybe Amazon. I hear Amazon likes to spend like $1 billion on glorious franchises and then just melt them down to slag.
Yes. Tina, would you do me a favor? Since you're producing, have access to StreamYards, would you get a clip of George R.R. Martin jumping half naked on a trampoline, and whenever he starts talking about the hope for the next book, just play that clip, like while he's talking?
Oh yeah, I'll have to look for that for the next time. Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, and don't tell him I told you, and then tell him I told you. No, but just do it, and
Well, both Keely Chow and Glinzer are very, very correct that our Martin will probably never finish. And yes, all work and no play makes George a dull boy. And that's the
Yeah.
next novel. Well,
Well, when you're,
there it was.
when you're an imaginative, nerdy, homely fat man who gets to, an age that, and you find success, what else is there to do but jump on a trampoline, high on cocaine, and hire hookers? Like, what else is there to do?
And well, don't forget he gets to ride around his train too.
Oh, do you think he takes the hookers on the train? Do you think he like shows off his train? Like, do you think he
Dude,
shows
I
off
think
his
not
toys?
only does he take the hookers on the train, but he thinks they're impressed by it.
Yes. Well, they act like it. They're being paid to be excited. So,
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
but he believes it.
Let
He's
him.
like, man, she loved the train. I think next time she might only charge me half.
Please insert Rick James cocaine is a hell of a drug clip. Thank you. Go ahead, sweetie.
I was like, look, one man's show is correct. Today is George R. Martin's birthday, and he is actively 75 years old as of today.
Damn. And we hope he's writing. Thank you, George. We live a long, wonderful, creative life. And please finish these books before Scott just keeps weeping. We can't handle it anymore. We can't do it.
Yeah, Scott may retire from YouTube before the books are done. But look, I didn't realize he rides around in like that little, scooter thing. He's only 5'6", so maybe that's why he doesn't want everybody to know how short he is. So he just rides around on a scooter.
Oh
that's messed up, Tina. I'm 5'6".
Are you both what? You're 5'6"?
I'm 5'6" and 3/4. All right, and I am not lying about the 3/4. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Well,
I'm so short. I'm sorry. I'm 6'3".
Oh gosh, see, I thought I'm super short for a girl. Sort of. I mean, I'm 5'4.5" if I sit up straight. Or, I mean, if I stand up straight. Like I put 5'5" on my driver's license, but that's lying.
That's messed up. I'm 6'3" when I'm drinking. Trust me. All right.
All this time, Walton, I just thought your car had a really spacious interior. Do you sit on like a phone book or something? Like how do you?
No. I fill out my car pretty well, thank you very much. All right. I'm a very meaty 5'6" and 3/4. Okay. Jesus. I am not insecure about this at all, by the way. At all. All right.
Oh, I hope not, because I'm going in hard.
Depending on what show and panel you're saying that on, that could be scary. Okay. So give back kisses, Slender.
Keely Chow is 5'11". I believe that's how tall Mr. Bojan is. And my boys are not quite 6 feet, but they're just a little bit taller than him. So
I am not being emasculated at the moment. George R. R. Martin, fat and rich and 5'6".
Yes. Well, you have some things in common with George R. R. Martin. Wouldn't that be awesome? And maybe one day you'll also be rich too.
I would love to be a 75-year-old fat guy with hookers. Are you kidding? Shit, I'm doing it.
There you go.
I'm going to do it.
I don't know about hookers though. I mean, he's still married, so.
Is he married?
It's a Miss Paris McBride. He married back in 2011. So.
Before the money?
Did she not even take his name?
Well, no, he was already writing books well before 2011, because his first marriage was only for a few years. So his first marriage was pre-books.
Okay,
or at least
and that was
Song of Ice and Fire books.
That was the real love, and then money came, and he found Paris. Good for him.
Exactly.
Right.
Very cool. Very cool. Oh, and Keely wants to let you know that all Tom wants for Christmas is a midget. So if you know anybody. Yeah. I
mean, we should make that happen, Keely. We should actually, as a community, get together and get Tom a midget. We should do this.
Well, do you want to hear? Oh, Matt's not here, so I can tell you a horrible Mr. Bojan story. So not horrible, it's just funny horrible. So anytime you ask him what he wants for his birthday, he always talks about the fact that he wants an Asian hooker for his birthday, an Asian hooker for his birthday, a young Asian hooker for my birthday. So we tried so hard. Well, my cousin, but she's like very young, so like my niece. Well, when my cousin was in high school, we kept begging her to like, hey, do you have like an Asian friend who wouldn't mind like putting on a bikini and getting tied up and put in the trunk of my car, because I would love to pull this prank on my husband.
Damn, Tina.
So we tried so
Did
hard.
the
but we
police show
couldn't.
up after that?
And I mean, we would have done it like in front of everybody, like the whole big extended family, because everybody knows, his proclivities for being a perv. So, yeah. So that was our plan back in the day. But,
Did you ever execute it? Did you ever execute this plan?
No, and it was only because of the fact that we could not find anyone to.
You couldn't obtain an Asian? They're everywhere. They don't stop
Well, I
breeding.
mean, I didn't want to like spend a lot of money on it. You know what I mean? I was gonna like, talk to like a, high school girl as long as she was like 18. I wasn't looking for a 15-year-old.
Right.
Just to say, hey, you're legal. I'll give you like a Starbucks gift card or something. Can you do me this favor?
There are
I didn't
college
actually wanna
students.
pay for it.
There are poor college students living on ramen, hun. You could find somebody.
You could also get him a fishing rod and tell him it's an Asian hooker, and then when he asks what the hell are you talking about, be like, see, made in China. It's an Asian hooker.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I have to keep that one in mind.
Oh, all right. Let's move on.
All right. So, do we want to do, Buffy, or do we want to do the trailer for the new Nick Cage movie?
Let's do Buffy, and then we'll end with Nick.
Okay. Sounds like.
Yeah, because in all honesty, Nicolas Cage is a closer. Buffy's not.
You're right.
Oh, okay.
You're absolutely right.
Not
She's never finished off.
Poor Buffy. Oh, Lila Hart. Is Lila Hart Asian? I don't know. I don't think so. If she is, I don't think she's full Asian. And then Mr. Bojan is quite picky.
We need a full Asian. All right. We need a hereditary chart for Mr. Bojan.
Exactly. But alrighty, so here we go. A little quickie here. The Buffy cast is set to reunite for a new Spike-centric tale that is set 20 years after the finale of the TV series. But before you get too excited, it is not going to be a television remake. However, the cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is joining forces once again for a new story centered around James Marsters' beloved villain turned sort of Scooby Spike TV line has learned. Slayers, a Buffy story, will be set 20 years after the finale, with Marsters reprising his role alongside of everybody else, the whole Scooby gang.
That's pretty cool.
As well as some of the bad folks, as in Drusilla and I don't remember Clem. I don't remember him. I think he was one of the people at the very, very end that joined the gang, as well as Buffyverse newcomer Leia DeLeon Hayes from The Equalizer. Interesting. The audio-only story premieres on October 12th on Audible and will consist of 9 episodes. So it just, goes on to talk about the whole background of the series, which, most of us are at least vaguely familiar with it.
I'm slightly triggered. That's a lot of white faces. All right.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And that's just a not maybe a safe for work expression on her face there. I had such a thing for Spike. I mean, I knew that, Boreanaz as Angel was supposed to be the one that everybody loved, but I was really into the bad boy. So
nice, Tina. I love your attitude. The more I get to know you, the more I know you would have been dangerous if we had gone to college together. Just saying.
Yeah, well, honestly, that's one of the reasons why Mr. Bojan and I did not date in college, because he said we wouldn't have graduated and we'd be living in a trailer down by the river. So, which is probably very, very true. But yes, Blinzar, unfortunately, it is only audio only, which kind of makes sense because of the fact that to get everybody back on on stage together would cost a small fortune, I am sure. And yes, one man show, we get more Buffy. So you guys not into Buffy at all? Like, can
No,
like
I was.
pretend you
Yeah.
might have been interested? Okay,
Yeah, I like
so
Buffy. I was an Angel. I like the Angel series more, but
I
um,
agree.
I
it
didn't
was
like
that.
the Angel series. I liked
No,
Buffy, but I mean, I guess I'm kind of like Bad Take Bojan in this respect. I just found Spike to be far dreamier than Angel. I
well,
mean,
you
if
were a
if
se-
if
you were
I
a
had to
semen.
feel safe in one of their arms, I'd go to Spike.
He would definitely get shit done in the manner in which it needed to get done. Like just eliminate the enemy. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
I
what do you
think
think?
it would be easier to manipulate too. Like I got to
Yeah.
get into the feminine mindset, but like if
Please do.
he would be easier to manipulate. Like Angel's too much of a goody, and so he's a little harder to manipulate. You know, unless you steal his soul, in which case then he goes just full on murder fest. But like Spike is easy to manipulate.
All right.
So who was your favorite girls out of the Buffy or Angel series?
The Willow all day.
Yeah, Willow. Yeah, absolutely. The Wiccan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a ginger, girl next door looking magic user. I'm there.
I am
Yep.
definitely there with every preceding daddy issue and crazy spiritual sex fest. Willow. Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Tina. Go ahead.
No, that's right. Mr. Bowden was into Willow from the original series. He was definitely into Willow. Because everybody was after Cordelia, but same thing. He was into the whole Wiccan thing, and though once Angel came around, he liked the one chick whose body was taken over
Oh yeah.
by a spirit. God, I can't
She
remember
he was
her
hot.
name.
I can't either. Oh my god, it's been so long, but she was hot. She was hot.
Like Anya or something like that.
Yeah, Slender. Do you
Oh,
remember?
No, I mean I memorized the name of the girl that I gave a shit about. That was Willow.
Oh,
no, that's cool.
you're a
That's
true
cool.
man.
I mean, I
The
remember Buffy's name too, but I think mostly that's just because I saw the word at the beginning of every episode.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of you can't miss it. Yeah.
Oh, well, see, somebody else had a major crush on Spike. Copied Kitty did too. And Bride of Slender is laughing. So I don't know if they're laughing at the fact that you can't remember a girl's name or.
She was probably laughing at the fact that I was talking about feeling safe in Spike's arms.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I mean, wouldn't we all be? I mean, seriously, he's so dreamy. This was my favorite episode, that silence one,
Oh, with
where
those
they
guys
didn't.
that never said anything.
Yeah, they went a whole like 18 or 21 minutes without any sound in the episode and without a commercial.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
pretty
fucking
cool.
creepy.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, the musical episode I was totally into because of, being a theater geek. So, oh, poor one man show's falling asleep. Okay. We can go over to the movie trailer next. It's all right. But
Stop bringing everybody down, one man show. And shorts got me to over 5,000. So stop saying shorts suck on my channel. Thank you.
alrighty, so let's check over. Now I'm going to go ahead and big in the screen. Now, hopefully the sound will come. I had some problems the other day with sound, so let me know right away if you don't hear it.
Hopefully, we won't immediately get struck for this. I'm gonna watch it on the other side so we can know if we get
I'm not hearing any sound.
if we get struck.
Darn it. I don't know how Scott said it was okay if we did the trailer, so but I don't
So
know what
when you
I'm
when
not
you when you go to
right.
when you go to share the screen, there is a box underneath that says, "Do you want
Yeah,
to play audio?" You have to click that box.
Okay, so
Yeah, share
share
audio.
screen. It says share tab audio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's what you want.
That's what you want.
and I have that selected already. But all right, well, let me try one more time. Let me get the right let's see. We'll try once more.
Yeah,
There you
there it
go.
is.
Why does the zebra look the way it does? So embarrassing. Hey, focus.
The zebra looks the way it does so that it can blend in with the other zebras.
You've been on
He's got Scat's haircut. So.
popping up in my dreams. You don't do anything, you're just there. So this specific person, the remarkable nobody, I've also had that experience. Do you have a picture?
Have you been dreaming about me?
Have I been dreaming about you?
Yeah.
I've been dreaming about you, Nick
There's
Cage.
like 100 messages.
I believe that. Who in the audience has dreamt about Nick Cage? Thank you.
You know, in all honesty, Nick Cage has showed up in some of my weirdest dreams for the stupidest reasons. For
Really?
example, one time I had a dream. It was one of the few dreams where I laughed in my sleep, and that's what ended up waking me up. But it was WWF back when WWF was still a wrestling thing, right?
Yeah, dig it.
But there were no humans; they were all bears. Like Grizzly Bear was on the freaking in the ring with his microphone talking about how he was gonna kick Polar Bear's ass, and then like Polar Bear's entrance music came playing, and Polar Bear came running out with a folding chair and like hit Grizzly in the face. And for some reason, while I was laughing at that, I started laughing even harder because the crowd was all people and they were cheering, but running between the crowd and the ring was Nicolas Cage furiously
like The Rock?
swatting at himself and screaming, "Not the bees."
What were you drinking? Like, was there anything that caused this dream? Just
I don't think so.
were you on a ship overseas at the time?
No, I'm pretty sure this was when I was stateside.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Can we?
I
do you
think
have, like,
Nick
a-
Cage is like my favorite actor in the whole wide world.
I've liked Nick Cage since Raising Arizona. That was the first movie I ever saw him in when I was young.
Ooh.
Because
You
my
know,
house,
he,
we were the rich people on the block that had HBO before everybody else.
I can go
Nick-
back
Nick
further.
Cage.
Valley Girl.
Nick Cage is one of the playable survivors in Dead by Daylight now.
Oh, really?
And he recorded all
No
his own
way.
lines for the game too.
See,
That's
he is such
awesome.
a trooper.
And
I
he's
love that.
he's not one of his characters. He's Nicolas Cage. Like one of his abilities is plot twist, where he can put himself in the dying state so that it looks like he's dying, but then when he gets back up, he's fully healed.
That is
Oh,
awesome.
that's awesome.
Yes, Con Air. Absolutely. No, wait, did you change your name from No to I Mean Maybe? Was that the big change, sweetie? That's no, okay. Sorry. Yeah, Con Air, great movie. Like Nick will work anything though. He will take any project. He has done some of the worst films, but he's also done some like films that you wouldn't think someone of his caliber would, and they've been really good. Like what was the one where he could see the past or see the future?
Oh, it was Numbers. Is that it? Because there were two movies that came out around the same
Was that
time. had to do with
47
the
or whatever the
future.
heck it was called?
Yeah, see, there was
was
one
just
with
like
a
a
number
number.
and one that was called Number. Yeah. One of those two, because
Yeah,
one was
like-
him and one was
Oh no, the other one was a different person. The other one was Jim Carrey. I'm sorry.
Yes,
The number
yes.
one was Jim Carrey, if I remember correctly.
okay. I knew that Jim Carrey was one and Nick Cage was the other. I liked Con Air because I liked his haircut, kind of like Loki's haircut. Like it was what Mr. Bojan's hair looked like when we first met. So
Con Air is such a great movie that has stood the test of time. Like you could watch it today and still, just love it.
Dude, The Rock is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
yes, that was
And as far as I am concerned, Gone in 67 Seconds was better than Fast and Furious.
agreed.
Oh, God, yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's such a good film. That's another one that stood the test of time. Yeah, I mean, he's been responsible for so many good films. And I watched the Flash, the clip of like when he went through like the multiverse, and you got to see like that little snippet of the Nick Cage Superman, or the spider that he was going to fight. Like, I really wish Nick Cage Superman would have happened. Like, even if it would have been bad, it would have been good.
Absolutely agreed. So should we find out what the heck's going on with
Yeah.
Yeah, because I still have no
Man
idea what the
Vin?
heck's going on with this film.
I would also request that if you have a dream journal, Thunderdad, if we could get like a Nick Cage dream every week, that'd be great because they sound great.
You know what this movie is kind of reminding me of right now, though? Did anyone watch Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell?
Yes.
That movie was really cool to me, and this is giving me kind of those vibes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, here we go.
Somebody wants to interview me.
This is strange. Maybe you should take a minute and think before you do anything drastic.
Why me? I don't know. I'm special, I guess.
How does it feel to go viral?
Who's actually had a dream about me?
You're scaring me, but I'm going to have nightmares.
I wish I was the one people were dreaming about.
Me too.
Yeah, no, it's something.
How's he dealing with all this?
We're not even the type of people that like attention, you know?
You think other people are seeing you naked?
Maybe thousands.
I hope I'm behaving through your dreams.
Oh, no, you're not.
So I'm finally cool, huh?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
say that.
You hear that, Janet? She's saying I'm a cool dad. Oh,
Really
Oh,
feel
boy.
like you're playing with fire here.
Dad, please help me!
I'm not actually doing anything to them.
You know, fame can come with some less desirable side effects. You should be prepared for that.
Maybe we should cool this thing off.
What? What do you mean?
It's embarrassing.
Which part?
I guess I'll see you in my dreams.
Yeah. Of course not.
Oh my God, that totally took a twist I did not expect.
No, that looks interesting. I
Yeah.
want to see that.
Yes,
Yeah,
that looks awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was just cool, too cool to pass up. So yeah.
I was
Well, I like.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I like the movie he was just in that I claimed was one of the best movies of all time. He was just in with the guy who plays the Mandalorian.
Oh, gosh,
Pedro
his name?
Pascal?
Yeah, it's Pedro Pascal.
Yes. Yeah.
So
so
why am I the
yeah.
one remembering actors' names now? This is weird.
I'm just now getting back into the whole entertainment commentary thing, so just give me a minute. I'm still,
Yeah, it
I've
was
been
called The
gaslighting.
Unbearable Weight. Oh, sorry.
No, I've been gaslighting women for the last 8 months, so just give me some time, okay? Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Unbearable Weight. Say it, because I don't remember the
Yes,
rest of it.
the unbearable weight of massive talent. So basically, Pedro Pascal, Nick Cage plays himself.
Yeah, Nick Cage. He pulls a Bruce Campbell and plays himself.
No, I missed that movie.
Oh, you've got to watch it. It's hilarious. And Pedro Pascal is basically a super fan, and he collects like memorabilia from all of Nick Cage's movies and stuff.
Oh, I
And
saw that's. Oh, okay. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen that. Is
yeah,
it good?
oh yeah, I think it's really good. What do you think?
I like it.
Thunder, Detroit.
Yeah, I like it. And
I
like I
recent-
said, it reminds me of I'm trying to look the movie up, but Bruce Campbell played himself in a movie. And it was hilarious.
On a side note, for the chat, I just want to. Someone recently told me something that I couldn't believe. They said
My Name
they
is Bruce. I'm sorry. The name of the movie was My Name is
okay.
Bruce.
Oh, okay.
When did
I'll
that
have
come
to
out?
check that one out.
That came out in 2007. And just to give you a little synopsis, B horror movie star Bruce Campbell himself spends most of his time wisecracking with his agent, drunk dialing his ex-wife, or dealing with the occasional singing prostitute. But then he's kidnapped by teenage fans in Oregon who think Evil Dead hero Campbell can help fight off a real-life monster. Campbell finds himself battling a dragon and trying to make a good impression on a teen's pretty mother, not necessarily in that order.
Nice.
Oh my god,
Okay.
that's hysterical. Now Kronos has as a request to make sure that you write down any dream that Nick Cage is in, because there's a good chance he will turn it into a movie script.
Yes, do that and copyright it, and then we'll send it to Nick. You never know what's going to happen, Slender. This could turn into a series of films.
I mean, it would be a pretty cool series because I don't know what it was, but something about seeing bears in spandex talking shit at each other was hilarious.
I have a quick question for the chat. Someone told me something recently I could not believe. I just could. She told me that Ryan Reynolds had a punchable face. All right, and I don't know if you all would agree with that. Like, does Ryan Reynolds have a punchable face? Well, if you guys in the chat would just say, if there was an actor or actress that has a punchable face, like, just put it in the chat for us. But Tina, I know you like Ryan Reynolds. Do you think he has a punchable face?
See, I love Ryan Reynolds. He's in some of. He just seems like he's a real person, like Nicolas Cage. They both seem like they're totally real and average and don't buy into all that. I mean, they could totally be completely progressive, crazies, but they did. I could see someone thinking that if they believe that he's the same smart aleck that he tends to play.
Yeah, he has a very effective smug face.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he wants to look smug, it definitely it makes the
like the waiting Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it makes me want to hit him. But I never would, because I don't think his face is punchable, and he seems like a really nice guy.
Like, if you were to like switch teams, Slender, like, would he be a prospect? For you.
I mean, if Brad Pitt was unavailable, Ryan Reynolds might be able to console me.
Okay. All right. Well said. Well, okay.
Maybe.
Anybody in the chat have a punchable face? Then the Green Lantern punchable face for Green Lantern.
Seth Rogen has a fucking punchable face.
Yes, absolutely.
And then he laughs. And so not only do I want to punch him, but I want to make sure that I knock some teeth down his throat and they get sucked into his lungs, and then he bleeds out inside his lungs.
Damn. You feel very strongly about that face, Slender.
I don't like Seth Rogen. Like, if there is one actor that I absolutely despise, it'd be Seth Rogen. Kevin Smith would be pretty close, but I like
we
some
get a
of his
vote.
old
One man show votes up for Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Punchable face?
Well,
he said another
accidental
Canadian.
tourist. Yeah, he said that all Canadians have a punchable face.
And that's why we never see Mr. Tickle Trunks. Like, it's why it's like it's an animated cartoon. He never actually gets on camera. But you know what? I'll bet you that Script Doctor has a very likable face. We've never seen it, but I'll bet you. But his avatar is extra white, which is kind of triggering to me. Oh man. Listen, what's going on this week? What do you got going on, Slender Dad?
Work. I got a lot of fucking work going on. But we will have the show on Friday for Senate Art Podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern. Me and Lil Chat will be talking about things. This week, quite possible that we'll be talking about Unity trying to pull a Wizards of the Coast and change their terms of service, really fucking over developers and the gaming community in general. So
really,
yeah, I mean, they've already tried to walk it back because it blew up about as bad as the OGL debacle with Wizards of the Coast, but I want to discuss some of the finer details of it because it's a fucking dangerous game right now. And gaming has taken enough damage from all these stupid things. I don't want it to take more.
Mm-hmm. And what do you got? What do you got going on, Tina? What's your week look like?
Oh, geez. I actually finished something for work today. So work, it's still gonna suck, but not like really, really badly. But as far as YouTube is concerned, Friday early evening, 5 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on Vinny Art's Friday Underground. And then we'll spend Saturday with you. You can talk about that in a little bit. And Talking Random, Sporking's Saturday night stream. And then I highly recommend that folks check out the channel Beazle Hub. It's Devil Made Me Do It and Extra Zero do a Get Ranked stream every Sunday at around 8 p.m. Eastern. It used to be early in the afternoon. Now it's in the evening. And it is absolutely hilarious. They just pick a topic and rank just a bunch of different categories. We've done things like hamburgers and pizza, and they've done different anime and horror series and things of that nature. And it is just a ball, and everybody has a really great time. So do check them out. And of course, I will be in the chat on Friday for Send an Art podcast. It's my favorite stream of the week that I'm not on.
Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman is another guy with a punchable face.
No.
Yes, agreed.
Okay. Right.
Absolutely agreed. Oh, see, One Man Show also brought up Pedro Pascal and Copy Kitty, Amy Schumer. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a punchable one.
Absolutely. But yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody that's here on YouTube and on Rumble. Thank you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, share out the link. And if you're catching the stream later, guys, if you could put a comment, put something in the comments, what you like, something about the show, greatly appreciated. It helps the algorithm, and it's going to help us because the Wednesday show, we're going to beat the Saturday show. That's our goal. That's what we're doing. And thank you guys very much. And I also want to say, I look very tall in this car, Slender. All right. I have had people ask me.
You got the phone books.
What?
You got the phone books?
No. I am on my ass. I am on my ass in this car. All right. And
So you got those electric seats that you can raise up and down. Is that?
No. This is all my legs and ass. This is all right. This is torso and me. Okay. I'm not short. I'm just not tall. Okay. God damn.
So are you in a Mini Cooper? Could that be it?
It's a minivan. Okay. It's
okay.
But it's a van.
In the word, but it's okay.
That's
all right.
Thank you very much, Tina. And thank you to everybody who came and showed up tonight. Please remember to support your independent creators out there. Check out Infantile Chronicles from Chris Fisk. Get a hold of his, if you're on Twitter, please check him out on Twitter. Share out links for his campaigns or any campaign that you are interested in. Support indie creators. Very important. The industry hates you. They have been hating you for the last I don't know how many years. They have taken your modern mythologies and they have twisted them and used them for political reasons. They have attempted to divide us, and if you don't like it, then you yourself are the bigot. You're the racist. You have the problem. So please make sure to fight that, fight the system, support indie creators. I don't care what lunch table they're at or who they are. If you like their content, please share it. YouTube channel, comic books. Check out Brightest Day audiobooks. Check out Zach's stream happening later on. Great lunch table there. Please check out Eats Up and Cooey and the Place to Be Reviews, who's going to be doing a great show, another Rogue show on Wednesday night tonight. Can't wait to see that. And support people. All right, be good to each other. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian, your historian, born in the chats of the High Council with my brothers and sisters fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other, yet suffer no fools. Peace.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
I want me some glory.